Hello and welcome to the video on Edit Forms. So I'll go to my Access database and select the Access called University. So I'm in the University database, and if you recall, there are two tables, one called Course, one called Department, two forms, and two reports. So I'm going to double click Course to open it up to show you that there are 9 records. You have department code, course number, title, description, and credit hours. Now when I double click to open the form course, it'll be the same 9, but instead of seeing it in data sheet view, which shows all 9 records at the same time, form view shows each record on its own individual page. You still have your 9 records, but they're all on their individual page. You could add a new one by clicking at the bottom where it says new blank record, but we're not going to add a record. I just want to show you they're both the same information. One is in data sheet view where it shows all 9 records. One of them is in form view, which shows each individual record on its own page. So what we're going to do is we're going to redesign this a little bit differently. So we're going to close out of both of these, and what I want to do before I start creating my own design layout, I want to make a copy of this just in case anything were to go wrong. So on the form course, right click and choose copy. Then anywhere in this blank area on the left hand side where your objects are, right click again and choose paste. And it's right now it's going to say it's a copy of course, and what you can do is call it something else, and I'll type course work in progress. So we're actually working on this one, and then okay. So I'm going to leave this one as my original alone, and then I'm going to open the course work in progress. So if I do anything or lose anything or whatever, I have my backup. So I am in right now form view, so you can either right click here to choose design view, or I'll go back to form view, or you can also do it from your ribbon and choose design view. And this is similar to how we were working with designing a report, and you have more grids and you have your ruler at the top. So if you wanted to increase the size of it, you can increase it to 8 inches. And then you'll notice it has a title, and we're going to center it above the form. But I just wanted to show you the details below. You have what's called, on the left hand side, these are labels. These are what they're called, department code. This one on the right hand side is where the actual data is, the information is. So this is the label, just like a column heading, and this would be the information. So if you wanted to at any time change the width of anything, you could select it, maybe make it smaller. Again, always look for your double arrows, and you can make it smaller if you wanted. So you're changing the layout of it. What we also want to do, and don't worry if you see the credit hour doesn't have a space here, the label will have it, and that's just the information that's typed in there, like 3 hours, 6 hours, credit hours. So again, I want to select the title here, and I want to, first before I make it larger, I'm just going to reselect. I want these one in the middle, the dot in the middle, so that I can get the double arrows and extend it to the whole width so that it's the full length of it. And then I can go in the new tabs up at the top. Because I'm in form design, I'm going to choose format, and I'd like it to be centered, and maybe increase the size of the font, put it in bold, maybe change the color of the font. And then if you wanted to, the tipped over bucket is the shading. So if you want to change the background coloring. So I think I'm going to change the font color because that's hard to read. So it's your choice how you want that to be laid out. So the next thing I want to do is, so let's just take a peek at what we've done so far. I'm going to right click and choose form view. So I've centered it, and it's the width of it. You notice I made the title a little bit smaller. So now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to add a little statement on the bottom in a footer, something that appears on all of them. So I'm going to click that, right click and choose design view, and where it will be is in what's called the footer. So if you hover down to the footer, you get the perpendicular up and down arrow, and we're just going to increase it about 1 inch. And in here you want to type a message. So to type a message, back in the new tabs at the top, we're going to choose form design, and this AB is called a You could choose label or text box. It doesn't matter. Either one will work. So I'm going to choose the label. And then you get a little plus sign, so you can just, you know, if it's too wide, you can change it later. And I'll type my message. And again, if you want to increase the size of it, you can go to Format. Change the color of it, so I'll go in here. The font, you can change the font type if you wanted. The coloring, you have your themes. And now I'll go back to, so again, in Format, you can change the size of the font, maybe put it in italic, and I'll add shading in the background. And let's view this now. So right click and choose Form View. So if you were to go through your records, this message will be on all of them. Again, we'll go back to right click and choose Design View. Make the changes that you want on one, and it'll take care of all the records. All the changes will be the same. So I'm going to go back to this one. I changed the shading to this because I chose a theme color. But if I want to go back to Format, I can select a different color here just to show you the different shadings. And right click and back to Form View. And so there's some similarities when you're editing a form view as you would in report view. And now that we're finished, I'll close out it. Save, yes. So this is fine. This came out wonderful. So I'm going to right click on course and choose delete. Are you sure? Yes. Second chance, are you sure it'll empty the clipboard? Yes. So now this one I'll rename. So it's just called course. And now when I go into this one, it's the new updated one. I'll just go back real quick into this one because I did forget one thing. In Design View, I wanted to add a title, another word here, so I'll call it University Courses. And then I will go back to Form View to see it. University Courses. It's centered. And then I'll close out of here. You want to save the changes? Yes. And there you have it. Thank you.